Welcome back to RV News, your trusted channel for breaking updates, expert insights, and in-depth analysis on everything related to the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, the Vietnamese Dong, VND, and the global currency revaluation movement. If you're invested in the RV journey or are simply curious about how these major developments might affect your financial future, you're in the right place. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a critical update. Now let's dive into today's powerful revelation that's got the entire currency investment community talking. Frank 26 has just dropped some truly shocking new exchange rate insights for both the IQD and the VND, and what he revealed could be a game changer for dinar and dong holders across the globe. In a recent live stream that has sent waves throughout the dinar community, Frank 26, one of the most followed voices in the foreign currency speculation arena, shared what he described as the clearest signals yet of imminent movement on the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. Known for his deep connections and analytical breakdowns, Frank did not hold back. According to him, sources within Iraqi banking sectors, as well as high-level intel from international financial contacts, have suggested that we are closer than ever to seeing a significant shift in the official rates of these two currencies. What's especially remarkable is the timing. Many had speculated that the RV would take years, if not decades, but Frank suggests that the global financial structure is being realigned at a pace no one could have predicted, and the IQD and VND are central players in that realignment. One of the major insights Frank 26 revealed revolves around the Iraqi dinar's growing strength in the shadow of de-dollarization efforts happening worldwide. Iraq has been making strategic moves to reduce its dependence on the US dollar and increase its financial sovereignty. This includes strengthening trade ties with China, Russia, and neighboring Arab nations, where bilateral deals are being signed in local currencies. According to Frank, Iraq's commitment to these agreements reflects their desire to step onto the global stage as a strong, stable economy with a currency to match. These developments aren't just symbolic. They're laying the groundwork for a dinar that could potentially re-enter the international market with a significantly enhanced value. Frank also discussed how the Central Bank of Iraq has been working diligently behind the scenes to stabilize the economy, clean up corruption, and modernize their banking infrastructure. He emphasized that the introduction of new banking technology, including digital platforms and biometric verification systems, is not just about modernization, it's about compliance. Iraq is aligning itself with international financial standards, including those set by the IMF and the World Bank. This level of compliance, according to Frank, is one of the final checkboxes needed before the revaluation process can be finalized. He quoted one of his sources saying, "We are dotting the final I's and crossing the last T's." That's a powerful indication that the groundwork is complete, and all that's left is the official announcement. But what really shook the community were Frank's comments about specific rate expectations. While he always reminds his viewers that no one knows the exact date or rate until it's publicly released, Frank stated that conversations around the $3 to $4 range for the IQD are not only feasible, they're now being taken seriously, at upper levels. He even mentioned that certain contract rates being negotiated behind closed doors may be slightly higher for specific categories of holders, particularly those participating through redemption centers or pre-negotiated platforms. While this isn't confirmation, the suggestion that tiered or structured rates could be coming into play is a dramatic development. It raises serious questions about how the rollout will be handled and what preparations individual holders should be making right now. Shifting to the Vietnamese Dong, Frank 26 provided equally stunning insights. While the Dong has traditionally been seen as a longer-term play with more gradual growth potential, Frank's sources are now suggesting that Vietnam is positioning itself for a faster-than-expected currency adjustment. He referenced internal government reforms, improved transparency measures, and rising foreign investment, particularly from the United States and Japan. Vietnam is quickly becoming a manufacturing powerhouse and a key player in Asia's economic future. Frank explained that for the Dong to reflect the true strength of the Vietnamese economy, it would need to be revalued upwards, potentially to a range of 0.47 to 0.75, depending on how the basket of global currencies is adjusted. Frank also made an interesting point about timing. He emphasized that the window between now and the end of the current fiscal quarter is critical. According to him, certain financial mechanisms and agreements are set to expire or renew within that time frame, meaning this could be the perfect storm of factors for a revaluation to take place. He pointed out increased activity at key banking institutions, a spike in foreign reserves, and quiet movements in central banks that seem to indicate preparations are well underway. If that's true, we could see a dual rate release or even a coordinated revaluation of both the dinar and dong within a very short window of time. Perhaps one of the most emotionally stirring moments of Frank 26's live stream was when he addressed the psychological toll this journey has taken on long-time holders. He acknowledged the years of frustration, the misinformation, the false hope, but he urged his audience to stay grounded and prepared. "We're not just close," he said. "We're there. They're telling us without telling us." He encouraged everyone to have a plan in place, not just for cashing out, but for managing post-RV wealth, dealing with taxation, and making wise investments that preserve the gains of this once-in-a-lifetime event. Another compelling part of Frank's presentation involved the role of redemption centers. According to his contacts, these centers are already being staffed, tested, and quietly activated across the U.S. and in strategic international locations. He claims that training manuals have been distributed, security protocols are in place, and that personnel have been briefed on the sensitive nature of their future responsibilities. This isn't just hearsay. Frank provided detailed descriptions of what these centers might look like, how the appointments will be handled, and what kind of documentation holders will need to bring with them. He even suggested that holders could see notifications through specific email platforms or secure messaging systems once the RV is triggered. In light of all this, Frank warned that now is not the time for complacency. He advised all currency holders to make sure their documents are in order, that they know where their currencies are stored, and that they have a trusted financial advisor or wealth manager lined up. He cautioned against the temptation to rush into the nearest bank without a strategy. "This is not just a financial event," he said. "It's a life event, and how you handle the first 48 hours could shape your next 40 years. Those are heavy words, but for many listening, they rang with the truth of someone who's seen this journey through every phase and isn't sugarcoating anything. Frank 26 also raised important questions about taxation and government oversight post-RV. While no official tax ruling has been released regarding the revaluation of foreign currency, he suggested that holders should be prepared for various scenarios, whether it's capital gains tax, windfall taxes, or new IRS reporting requirements. The key is to be prepared rather than caught off guard. He encouraged everyone to start having conversations with tax professionals now, not after the RV. The idea is to have a solid structure in place so that when the revaluation hits, you can move swiftly, intelligently, and legally. Toward the end of his discussion, Frank shifted to a more philosophical tone. He spoke about the RV as not just a financial event, but a spiritual and emotional journey. For many, the dinar and dong have symbolized hope during hard times. Hope for a better future, freedom from debt, the ability to bless others, and to leave a legacy for the next generation. He reminded viewers that with great wealth comes great responsibility, and that the decisions made in the days following the RV will define more than just bank accounts. They'll define character. One of Frank's final statements was particularly powerful. He said, "If everything you've heard today feels too good to be true, then good, because this journey was never meant to be ordinary. It was meant to test your faith, sharpen your wisdom, and prepare you for something extraordinary. And now, that time is here." With that, He signed off, leaving the community buzzing, hopeful, and perhaps more focused than ever before. As we wrap up today's episode of RV News, it's clear that Frank 26's revelations are more than just rumors. They represent a shift in the tone and tempo of the entire RV landscape. Whether or not the exact rates or timelines play out as suggested, the broader message is undeniable. Momentum is building. Iraq is rising, Vietnam is accelerating, and the global economic stage is preparing for a major transformation. If you're a currency holder, the time to prepare is not next month, next week, or even tomorrow. It's right now. Thank you for tuning in to RV.